So for the function f of x equals 21x cubed minus x, make a table of slopes of secant lines and make a conjecture about the slope of the tangent line at x equals 1. Okay, so we've got our formula here for finding the secant, and we've got this function 21x cubed minus x. Went ahead and typed it into the calculator. Now if you graph this, you can see that you can see the graph, but you can't really see very well what's happening around 1. So let's go to our window and let's change this 0 to 2 on the x min and max, and let's go from 0 to 2 on the y min and max, and let's see if that gives us a better idea. Okay, so here is x equals 1, so we can't really see that. Let's go up a little further on the y scale. Let's go up to 5. Okay, so this is 1 here. We still can't see much there, so let's get that on up to say 15. Okay, so here we go. We can sort of see the slope there. Okay, so that's what the function basically looks like. Now we're going to basically just find the slope between 2 points here, and then bring those points closer and closer together to make a conjecture about the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so we're looking around at x equals 1. We got a variety of options. Let's choose the interval to 1 and 2. Okay, we'll start with that. Okay, so we're starting by finding the slope between these 2 points. So we will, our first one will be s of 2 minus s of 1 over 2 minus 1, which is of course 1. Now we can use our calculator to help this out. It's not too hard to just plug in a 2 into this function and plug in a 1 here to get these values, but we can use the calculator. Let's go to second window, and let's go down here and move that over to ask on independent, and then second graph brings up a blank table. Type in a 2, type in a 1, and we get those values, 166 and 20. So 166 minus 20 over 1, which is 146. Okay, so the slope between these 2 points, 1 and 2, is 146. It's a very steep slope. Okay, let's try a little bit closer. Let's do 1 and 1.5. Okay, no equals. So m of the secant is equal to s of 1.5 this time, minus s of 1 over 1.5 minus 1. Okay, again, we have the value at 1 already. We know it's 20, but let's type in the 1.5 and see the value we get, 69.375. So 69.375 minus 20 over 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. Okay, so let's type that in the calculator real quick. So 69.375 minus 20 divided by 0.5 would be 98.75. So as we move those 2 points closer together and find the slope, we get the slope's actually not as steep as we're getting closer to being right at 1. Let's move much closer to 1 now. Let's say we have the points 1 and 1.01. Okay, so those are really close. We're getting closer and closer. So let's go back to our table over here. 1.01 is 20.626. Okay, so let's do, sorry, m of the secant is equal to, and that is 20.626 minus 20 over, and that is 1.01 minus 1. Okay, type that in the calculator, and we get 20.626 minus 20 divided by 0.01 equals 62.6. Okay, let's try one more, and we'll be very, very close to 1 this time. Let's do 1 and 1.001. This will be the last one we try. So I'm skipping some steps here, but we're still using the same formula that we've been using. We'll go to our table here and type in 1.001, and we get 20.062. 20.062 minus 20 over 1.001 minus 1. Okay, so that's 0.062 divided by 0.001. 0.062 divided by 0.001 gives us 62. So as we get closer and closer to that point, the conjecture we can make about the tangent line, which is the slope at 1, the conjecture we can make is that it's very close to 62. Okay, so tangent approximation equals 62.